Welcome. In this session, we would talk about another answer writing question for UPSC, highly possible for this examination, and that is on cloudburst. Recently, in Mandi this year in Himachal Pradesh, we have witnessed a significant cloudburst. So let's say there is a question for you, and this question talks about analyzing the cause and consequences of cloudburst in Himalayas with a specific reference to the recent incident of Mandi. Now, focusing on the challenges in terms of prediction, in terms of mitigation, and what could be the strategies for reducing such risks in future. Now, if this is a question, what would be a good answer and how an examiner actually differentiates between a good answer versus a less scoring answer, or to identify whether a student has a good in-depth subject knowledge. So let's begin with understanding. Now, if you are a student from real geography background, geology background, you would understand that in the very first idea of the answer, we have to explain the definition of cloudburst as per given by IMD, which is Indian Meteorological Department, which says that if the rainfall is more than 100 millimeters per hour in a significantly smaller area, that is what is called as cloudburst, and this could be seen extensively in the regions of Himalaya. Over the past few years, we have witnessed off and on cases where such findings have been seen. So there is a significant hydrometeorological challenge associated to it. Now, the next part of the question that focuses is on the causes and then the consequences. So coming on to causes, we have to broadly divide the causes into three aspects. First is the geographical aspect, the meteorological aspect, and then the climate change aspect, right? So when I talk about geographical aspect, it's simply the orographic lifting of the monsoon winds from the Bay of Bengal, and when it hits the steep sides of the Himalaya, it would cause rainfall. So that's the orographic aspect under geographical implication. Under meteorological factors, we would say that yes, with this, there is formation of large cumulonimbus clouds. Now, cumulonimbus clouds are those responsible for the rainfall, and as a result, what would happen is there would be localized convergence zones which would be created, and these convergence zones would be responsible for the cloudburst and extremely heavy rainfall in certain areas. The next very important point that you should not miss is the factor related to climate change. Now, under climate change, you must mention the Calculus-Carpetson's law, and this law actually says that there is with every 1 degree rise in the temperature, 7% more moisture gets accumulated, and this is what is responsible for higher frequency and higher intensity of rainfall. Now, you are getting the point there and then itself that a good answer versus an average answer would have all these differences, because in an average answer, you won't mention the official guidelines as given by IMD. You won't mention the implication of 1 degree rise in temperature and its implication on the amount of moisture content that would rise as per the Calculus equation. Also, you won't factor into the meteorological reasons. Broadly, if you say that yes, because of higher temperature, higher heat, climate change, there has been increasing cloudburst, then it becomes an average answer. So understand, knowledge is supreme, including the knowledge in your answer writing, specifically when there are case studies, would definitely fetch you good marks. Now, the question pertains specifically to Mandi in Himachal Pradesh. So you would have to give in specific issues regarding those. Now, under specific issues regarding Mandi, you would be mentioning the anthropogenic factors, the microscale factors which have been responsible, and the construction which has not been under the proper permit or the proper guidelines. Now, as per this, what would happen? The consequences have to be borne, and these consequences range from the initial aspect of what is called as flash flood. Then we talk about landslide landslides, mud flows, focusing on the damage to the infrastructure, displacement of the people. Then there is immediate concern on rehabilitating the people who have been displaced. So any unscientific construction because of the anthropogenic factors or human induced factors would be responsible for worse results of these cloudburst activities. Now, as we have seen, in Mandi, there has been a significant infrastructural damage, and this has been because of the unscientific construction or the poor urban planning in those areas. Now, what we can predict with the climate change, we can predict that such localized sudden incidences would increase over time, and therefore we need to have proper monitoring even for micro scale events. So investing more on weather forecasting and weather research would be helpful in future mitigations. Also, when we are talking about mitigation, one of the very important things that you must take into account is the unscientific land use planning, which is already done. How we can work on that? Identifying early warning systems using Doppler methods, helping communities remain prepared. Now, these mitigation methods would no less be different from what we have discussed in the case of the recent Kamchatka Peninsula, in Russia, where there was an earthquake and a tsunami. So again, bringing in technological aspects, structural and non-structural aspects become very, very important for prevention as well as mitigation of climate change and induced activities. Now, one of the very important thing that we can give in this line is community preparedness, working with NDMA, SDMA guidelines, and creating infrastructure which is more disaster resilient. Any new infrastructural projects which are coming into the region should be approved by EIA, that is the environmental impact assessment, and only after the environmental impact assessment clearance is done, new infrastructure project should come into the region. Otherwise, it would be a loss to the new infrastructure project as well as economic and an infrastructural loss. So all these factors needs to be taken into account, and this is where we have tried to bring in the basic idea of cloudburst, how the factors, the consequences, the prediction and the mitigation. Now, this is what is expected from a real scientific answer. However, if you are not from the geography background, if you are not from the subject background and trying to take this as an optional, this is where most of the students lag behind. So wish you all the best, practice well, prepare well, and of course, if you need any guidance or mentoring, don't forget to connect on the number below. Thanks for joining in. Have a great day.